Good evening, everybody. Match 4 of the 1995 Cricket World Cup was played today in Gujranwala. It was the Group 2 match between New Zealand and Zimbabwe. Both teams looking for their first win of the World Cup in their first match. These two have had recently memorable matches in World Cup cricket in the past. None more so than the opening match in 1987 when New Zealand won an absolute gripping match by 3 runs. And David Houghton made that magnificent 116 and almost single-handedly took Zimbabwe to an incredible victory. The pitch here was slow, like the pitches in Lahore and Peshawar. Slow, and the New Zealand captain Lee Chimon won the toss and led to the bat first. And this was the outcome of the game. And in the end, he did the right thing. It was relatively quite easy for New Zealand, but a very below par batting performance. 235 all out in 48 overs. As you can see with their batting, no one got on and got a good score. And at one stage, they were 176 for 8. But then a magnificent 58-run partnership between Dion Nash, who hit 28 not out of 38 balls, and 31 of 36 balls for Robert Kennedy, saw New Zealand up to 235. As Zimbabwe sort of let New Zealand off the hook. I mean, 14 for Craig Spearman, Nathan Astle 6. Lee Chimon did well, 41 off 74 deliveries. Stephen Fleming looked the best, 42 or 49 deliveries and then got out. 24 for Roger Trowes. Chris Kearns played an appalling shot to get out for a duck. I mean, they lost 3 wickets very quickly. In fact, they lost, at one step they had a middle order collapse where they lost 5 wickets for 39 runs. Perure played a ball shot out for 21 and Shane Thompson was out for 8. But then, as I said, that brilliant partnership between that brilliant 58-run partnership between Dion Nash and Robert Kennedy saw New Zealand out 235. Thought Zimbabwe bowled pretty well throughout. 1 for 39 for Guy Whittle. Paul Strand was very disappointing. 0 for 21 off his 5 overs. The star bowler having a disappointing start. He streaked the mainline. But the mainline bowlers all did well. 2 for 32 for his streak. Brian Strang, I thought, was really impressive. 3 for 32 off his 10 overs. 2 for 53 for Stephen Peel. Even though it was expensive, he looked to threat with a ball. Very similar to Mushtaq Ahmed yesterday with for Pakistan against South Africa. He was expensive, but he always looked to threat. And 2 for 45 for Charlie Locke. He was expensive. 8 overs, 7.4 overs, 7.4 overs for 2 for 45. It actually weren't 48 overs, it was 47.4 overs. They got bowled out for 235. In the event, Zimbabwe, having looked like they were trying to chase 180 odd, they really struggled first of all, foremost. I mean, Danny Morrison bowled 8 overs in a row and only went for 12 runs. They only scored 30 runs from the first 15 overs and they only scored 40 runs from the first 20 overs. I mean, Grant Flower, 4 of 26 deliveries, 6 of 22 deliveries for Guy Whittle, a 21-ball duck for Alistair Campbell. It was absolute torturous. New Zealand didn't give Zimbabwe anything to go at. The only batsman that really looked good, and he took 129 balls to score 67, was star batsman Andy Waller, who started off the tournament pretty well. But really, the pace wasn't good enough. Zimbabwe just looked absolutely at sea against some really tight New Zealand bowling. Andy Flower, 12 of 28 deliveries, 18 of 24. Craig Evans looked the most fluent out of everyone there. 13 for his streak of 32 deliveries. Paul Strand did 16 not outs. Of 34 deliveries, a duck for Brian Strang, a duck for Stephen Peel, and 5 for Charlie Locke. All out for 154 in exactly 45 overs. New Zealand bowlers, as I said, fantastic. 8 overs, 1 for 12 for Danny Morrison. Robert Kennedy and Dion Nash followed up their brilliant partnership with a bat by taking 2 for 30 off 10 overs. 2 for 30 off 9 overs, for Dion Nash, and 2 for 25 off of 7 overs for Robert Kennedy. The star bowler, Shane Thompson, Shane Thompson went for 30 runs off 5 overs. He was disappointing. Chris Kearns deserves a mention. He only went for 8 runs off 4 overs. 7 for 0 for Roger Crows as he bowled 3 overs. He was very tidily as well. So the final summary of this match between New Zealand, Zimbabwe and Gujranwala. New Zealand won the toss on a slow pitch, led to the bat. Got an underwhelming batting performance. They looked like they were going to get bowled out for 180 odd, but in the end, they went to 235 all out in 47.4 overs, thanks to a 58-run stand between Dion Nash and Robert Kennedy. Zimbabwe never really got going, never looked like chasing 236, and in the end, were all out for 154 off of 45 overs exactly. New Zealand winning by 81 runs. And I forgot to mention, although he fouled with a bat, he took 4 for 34. I forgot to mention the best bowling figures. 4 for 34 off 10 overs for Nathan Astle. He was absolutely superb today, Nathan Astle, in what turned out to be a man of the match winning performance. Yeah, I forgot about him. So, yeah, getting back to that, New Zealand winning comfortably by 81 runs to get their World Cup off to a winning start. And unsurprisingly, the man of the match, Nathan Astle, 4 for 34 off 10 overs, proving that if he doesn't succeed with a bat, he will succeed with the ball. Brilliant performance for Nathan Astle with the ball. He said he would like a few more runs though. This is what it means for Group 2. New Zealand, I think, are second in the table on net run rate. Zimbabwe, rock bottom after that disappointing defeat. Tomorrow's match, we're back with the associate members, Kenya versus Holland. Kenya looking to get their first winner of the competition. Remember, they were quarterfinalists in 1975 when we had about 7 associate members. They're not expected to go through this time, especially not with the likes of Pakistan, South Africa and Australia in their group. Holland looking for what would be... I can't predict that match, but I'll probably put Kenya as favourites to win that match against the Dutch. The Dutch playing in their first World Cup since 1980. Playing in their first World Cup since 1987. Kenya playing in their first World Cup since 1987, where they got humiliated in the majority of the matches. When these two teams played in 1987, Kenya got bowled out for 136 and Holland chased 140 in about 20 overs. So, yeah, Kenya certainly don't want to be having a repeat of what happened in 1987. Let's have a look at the star players for both New Zealand and Zimbabwe. Turned out to be a pretty decent game. Not the best of quality from two sides going through transition periods. Not a good start for both the star players, really. Craig Spearman, 14 average. Not a good start. Shane Thompson, 8 runs. Didn't take a wicket either. By the way, that 4-wicket haul from Nathan Astle makes him the leading wicket taker in the tournament. It's still early days though, but Nathan Astle's the leading wicket taker with 4 wickets. As for Zimbabwe's star players, good start for Waller. Really battling innings of 67 off 129 balls. He deserves huge credit on what was a difficult performance from Zimbabwe. Strang doesn't have an average for a bat, but got 16, but didn't take any wickets. Yeah, I mean, look at those averages. They're pretty high on the batting side. Yeah, I felt that was disappointing from Zimbabwe. I don't know whether they had a bit of fear knowing what happened to them against New Zealand in the last World Cup. They got absolutely humiliated by New Zealand. But yeah, I think New Zealand were comfortable enough winners in the end. New Zealand have to improve their batting. Their batting was very unconvincing. They were quite fortunate that they didn't get bowled out for 180 odd. But New Zealand comfortable enough winners. Tomorrow's match, we're back with the associate members, Kenya versus Holland. We'll see you for tomorrow's match. This is me, Lance Howard, reporting for 1995 Cricket World Cup, being played on Pro Live Cricket on PlayStation here in Pakistan. Until tomorrow's match between Kenya versus Holland, it's bye-bye from me.